My computer. Right, wonderful. Good afternoon. Pretty in pink, Deborah and I. So I know completely,
I
so
don't.
no, don't do it at all. So welcome to the Monday afternoon. This is a 2 o'clock, unusual 2 o'clock chat. And this is where we talk to Zoco members, find out more about themselves and their business. Okay, it's labelled frequently asked questions, but Deborah hasn't sent me any questions. But we're gonna wing it. I know what to ask, and she's not shy in giving me answers, so it's not a problem. First of all, welcome, Deborah. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Nick. And I really love our synchronicity.
Exactly. Well, I was telling Christine, I'm channeling my inner dad. My dad loved his pink shirt, so I've got a channeling my inner dad. So as I said, so first of all, Deborah, I want to ask you. But can you please answer? So tell me. I mean, we have met in person. We met at Rich Hot and Spiritual a couple of times, and again, I mean, you're into energy. I'm into energy. I clicked immediately. I met you. I liked your energy. You were bubbly. You were up. Immediately clicked with you. So it was a thrill when you joined Zuko. But can you tell us quickly a bit more about your networking journey and why you joined Zuko?
All right. So about 2 years ago, I think it was about 2 years ago, I met this woman and I didn't do any networking at all. And I met this woman. She was like, "Oh, you don't do networking. Oh my God, you're missing out. And you're crazy. You need to do networking." And I was like, "Oh, no, I really didn't want to do networking." I don't know why, but I felt quite shy. You wouldn't say about me.
We all said it initially, but yeah, carry on.
Yeah, I was like, "No, I really don't want to do it. And I don't know what to say. And I'm really stuck. And no, I really don't want to do it." And then one day I said, "Okay, I'm giving it a go." And I started to join, some networking groups. And that's the one that I met you. And I started to become a little bit more open about it, more confident. I realized that actually it was going really well because I was meeting people and, I was buying their offers. They were buying my offers. They would introduce me to other people. So I was like, "Ooh, these things is working." I was like really, really excited. And then, of course, during the lockdown, it was even like I had to stay at home a lot.
Mhm.
So I decided that I had to do something different.
Mhm.
And then I found you on LinkedIn. And as you said, we met at this event called Rich, Hot and Spiritual. And I loved Nick energy. It was like very similar to mine, very bubbly, very lively, not ashamed to say how it is. We're quite open. We're not like, "Oh, sorry," we're just how it is. So I really love the energy. And then when I saw Zoco on LinkedIn, I was like, "Okay, I'll give it a go." And I really liked it. So I think it took me only 1 month before I joined, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. I joined
Yeah.
like the first event, and then I joined as a pay as you go, and then I was like, "No, no, 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 no! I'm just gonna join full on."
Mhm.
And that's when I joined you guys. So
Well, good. And we obviously you came to our in-person event last week, whenever it was. Lovely people. I mean, you made a good point. The online stuff is great, and we will carry on doing online, but you cannot beat in person because you're the kind of woman with an energy about you. Okay, and people buy from people. People love your energy, as you say. You're not, you're bubbly. You don't mind, being loud, being funny. And again, so where are you from originally? You're
I'm actually really upset to say because I'm Italian.
you're allowed to be Italian. It's fine. It's fine.
But this is not. I'm not saying it because I'm here. I really wanted England to
Yeah.
win.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in this country for many, many years, and it's amazing what this country has given me. And I just think that everybody needs to win.
Exactly. Well,
So,
as I said, no, I love meeting you. I love your energy, and I'm so proud that you're part of Zuko. So it says on your LinkedIn profile you're a content strategist. Okay, all about the words. Okay, so I mean, Deborah, first of all, tell us what a content strategist is.
okay. So as I was saying to you, I had to use that word because people need to kind of put you in a box, right? And if I say one of these fancy words that I call myself word magician or word alchemist, people are like, "What it is? What is she doing?" But really what I do, which in the normal way, you can say I'm a content strategist. I really teach people how to create content with ease from the heart, and with fun, with ease, with spontaneity, and with playfulness. This is the thing, because Nick, there is a lot of boring content out there. There is a lot of templates. I recently see a Facebook ad. This woman, she said 365 templates for the year, your content is done. And I'm like, no, because content and words have energy, right? Like you said, you have energy, and the same, my content, my words have energy. So if I put something that doesn't belong to me, that my heart doesn't feel attached to it, people will feel it. So that's why I always say it is very important to connect to whatever you write, and to really connect to your intuition and your heart, and really write as if nobody is watching. This is like one of my first things. And this is the thing, because there is so many ideas among business people, like you need to write about your clients and the pain and the avatar and what is happening and what you're selling and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, there is two avatar. It's the clients and it's you. You are the avatar of your business. So it's important that you also share about you, that you share your journey, that you bring your people closer to you. And that's what I call, like when people detach themselves from their content, I call it like ice content, like a frozen ice content. It's like preaching and selling, this is what you need to do. But content is about bringing you in the words, so that the words and the feelings and, your story will bring your people together. And it's just like you said, like we clicked when we met, and that's exactly with content. You cannot see the people in person. So you're just going to go like, it's a word affair, if you want to call it. Like you feel it, like somebody like say something and you start following them. You said, "Ooh, I like it, what she said." And there is like, people say that energy and they feel the passion coming out of my word. Even though I speak in a very simple English, because I'm not English, obviously, but it's not the grammar or the words, and the complexity is the passion and the excitement and the conviction that you write.
And so, I mean, when it comes to producing words, I mean, some people do struggle. Okay, they struggle. They might find that their business is dull or grey, and they struggle to find the word. What advice would you give to people who are just struggling to find any words?
I love this question. And I wished you asked me, and you asked me. You see? So I knew that you were going to ask it. This is the number one problem that everybody has. It's like they see the online, like they write something and they get like, oh my God, what am I going to do? So to me, there's two questions there. So I'm answering the first one, which is about don't know what to write. And the second one is about the boring business, because I have some really great advice on that. So the first one, the problem is that people get blocked when they write, Nick, is because they are so much in the head. So the words come from here, and it's like, oh, what if John doesn't like me? Oh, my ex is actually on Facebook. He's going to tell me that I've got an ex. Oh, this might offend somebody. Oh, that is not good. And then we are like, we get so paralyzed. That's why I say write as if nobody is watching. But when you write, it's like with the passion, with the excitement, people filter too much. Because if I ask you, Nick, or anybody that is blocked, write in a diary, write me why you started your business. Write me something about your product and service. You're not going to put that on social media. Write as if you were having a conversation with your son or with your wife or with your dog or whatever it is, with your neighbor. You would go like, but then you read it back and you go, no, boom, out. So whatever came, that's why I always give a meditation for people to open your intuition chakra, like the third eye, and your heart. And this is real, Nick. Like people think I write my post in less than 5 minutes. I've wrote some of my most successful sales pages that converted at 30%, 30% in 4 minutes. And why do I do that? Because I don't think. When you write, you need to think as if you are your own message. And actually, I'm going to write something about it tonight. So you think about what you can do for other people. Like imagine your message being a body, but you write from your own mind. So then you say, no, I can't. I sound too silly. I sound too charming. I sound too this. And then we get, all paralyzed. But if you write from your message has no agenda. Your message wants to help the people, right? So the message doesn't go like you, let's say, help people to make money or to save money or, to become whatever it is. Your message is connected to that reason. And that's what he wants. That is that power of the message is going to go, you know what? I'm going to write what it is, because there is people out there that are waiting to save money, to maybe like find the man of their dreams, or they're stuck, they're stressed, they're anxious. That is what you need to connect. And that's why we become selfish and we make it all about, oh, but I'm going to be judged and I'm going to be, this is going to happen. No, imagine that you write from your message that has no agenda, completely no agenda. And of course there is more, but I know we have to. And this is one thing. So that's why I always say, just connect, and you can do something. May I show you very little, but I always say, take a pen in your right hand. And I'll just give you a little tip. There is a beautiful meditation that I have. If you don't look, sorry, I'm making a noise. If you buy my book, so I always say, take a pen and you hold it. This is your third eye, which is your intuition, that knows exactly what you need to write. There is no filters in your intuition. Your intuition is not scared. She doesn't see conditioning. She doesn't see anything. It's the voice of your higher self. So she knows exactly, or he knows exactly what you need to write. In Italy, we give a she and a he to everything. So in English would be it, right? But for me, it's a she. For you, Nick, it's a he, the intuition. So just put it there. And I start spinning the pen. Some people might think this is crazy. I start to spin the pen clockwise to activate this energy, which is my intuition. And I spin and I spin and I imagine, like connecting to my intuition and really let go and trust. And just say, whatever you send me is the right things. You're moving into your heart, the same things. You spin, you open your heart, because when you connect to your heart, to the real emotions, because people buy through emotion, Nick, right? So when you write a piece of content that doesn't have any emotion, that doesn't make people feel anything. So that's why we activate the heart and we write from this feeling, this emotion. We make the reader feel like, oh my God, I can feel that. Oh my God, I went through that. Is that what can happen? It's like when people read your content, it needs to be like, oh my God. You're like, there needs to be emotions, right? And that's how we activate the emotion. And then we bring everything together into the throat chakra, which is the part of our expression. This is our communication. And we go, we release all this idea. Obviously, this is a 10 minutes meditation. I'm doing it in 30 seconds, but you can download it and it's incredible from my book. So that's one of the things that I do. And the other things, you close your eyes and you connect to the people that are meant to read you imagine connecting to the people that are meant to read your text. And you need to completely detach, Nick, from the likes and the comment. Yeah. Because we are in a world where, oh, she got 10, I got 2, I'm not worth it. And it's like, we give our worth to likes and comment. And sometimes I had some posts that had very little comment, and I had people reaching out. So that is, I hope that answered the question.
Second part, absolutely.
Second part is this. So this is what I say all the time. Even if you sell dog food, even if you sell screwdrivers, you can find a way of writing with fun and with excitement. How do you do that? You need to bring in your personality and the things that you love. And let me explain this. I call it the writing voice. You need to find your writing voice. This is very, very important, because even if you write about dog food or whatever it is, think about how you are. Are you funny, sarcastic? Maybe are you serious? Do you like cooking? Mm-hmm. Do you like gardening? Do you like certain things? So that is when you bring these things in, mm-hmm. and you give a little bit of spice and excitement to your content. I want to give you an idea, because you might not, like, people might say, what is this? So I used to work with an accountant, and she said, Debora, it's so boring to write about these things. And I was, okay, what are your passion? What do you like? She said, oh, I love cooking. I was like, okay, let's give the recipe to your tax return. Let's talk about whisking and whipping and adding strawberry, cherry on top. Go live from the kitchen with your apron and say, hey, this is the recipe for tax return, right? Or this guy, I don't know if you heard about this guy. There was a guy that was a plumber in Scotland. And he started to do video about plumbing. How boring that could be. But he really made it funny. He involved the dogs. He liked a little bit of garden. So he put all the passion and the flavors mm-hmm. and about his personality to really make his content a little bit more interesting. So this is really what I would say. There is nothing that is boring, because everything can become fun. Mm. And
exactly. I love that.
Exciting, as long as, again, like people said, oh, I like to collect dolls, or like, well, okay, bring it in. I like dancing. I mean, you saw me, I do dancing video. Can you believe this video bring me clients, Nick?
Well, yeah, I can. I've seen it. You're a good dancer.
Well, thank you. Yeah. But it's like, I don't do it because it's like, this is it. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, do you think, I wonder, do you think the fact that, I mean, I'm half Spanish and you're Italian, and we don't take ourselves too seriously. And so we don't mind people thinking we look stupid, okay? We don't do it for other people's approval. And your dancing and your videos are amazing. So I think it's possibly the fact that we're not English, but the English do sometimes tend to, take us a bit too seriously sometimes, you think?
Yes and no. Because I always say, your aliveness is inside. Get an English person that gets drunk. Is the most fun person in the world. Okay. Get an English person at ease, and you have the time of your life.
Okay, so now, I've another question. Sorry, please forgive me. You mentioned meditation, and I find that fascinating, because people would look at you, and a lot of people would think content, copywriting, words, okay, it's a very black and white discipline. And you mentioned meditation, and the spiritual side is very important to you, isn't it? And quite unusual. So tell me about your spiritual journey. How long has it been part of that world, and when did you incorporate it? How important is it into your business?
Okay, so again, as I said, I mean, I started my business in 2016. I did healing. So I was a Theta healer, crystal healer, Reiki. I'm a Reiki master. And obviously I started to heal myself first because I had a difficult childhood. I had a very terrible divorce. So I was a bit messed up, if you want to call it. Yeah. I think we all are in our own way. So I really started my own journey with healing, and I thought that it was really working. And then I started to teach. So I had a little clinic in a pharmacy, and I used to see clients. And then I incorporated coaching. So I put all these different modalities together. And then I remember that people were like, oh, Deb, I always had clients. I was always fully booked. And some of the other healers were like, Debora, you have less certification than we have, and you have more clients. How is it happening? I was like, I don't know. So I started to shift and teach about client, and so doing business. But it didn't really feel like me, and I missed the healing side. So then I started to bring some of the technique, because I was like, yeah, but I think I'm getting clients because I'm actually doing this healing, because I'm working on my energy constantly. Like, people say, okay, I need to do this. I need, they have a routine, a business routine. In my business routine, the first hour in the morning is to walk, hug my tree, open my arm to receive, and meditate. That is part of my business routine. Because if I am not center focused and I don't, engage my intuition, things are not going to happen. And then obviously I shifted into content because I realized that my words was really what attracted people to me. And I realized that it wasn't the templates, it was the energy. It was all about really, your state, your intuition, and like unleashing all this, like, because I don't believe in writer's blockages. People say, yes, they exist, but I don't really believe. It's like your mind creates them so you can untangle them. So I started to really apply more and more my healing. Like I have some trainings for content and you think, what? I have a training which teaches you how to write, unleashing the 7 chakras of your body. Like, because, you write from every center. So we do certain exercises to unleash that. And then I brought in, because I have a writing academy, I brought in a healer to also help you to kind of connect more to your writing genius. And we do all this type of energy work with the content. And people go like, oh my God, I couldn't stop writing. So, everything is energy, Nick. Words are energy, everything, we are energy. So I think it's very important. That's why I'm very against templates.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised if we all use the same template. It's all exactly the same.
Yeah, I'm really, really against, and I urge every single person, and this is the thing, another things that I really want to add, and it's a bit, let me know if you can hear me or if it's noisy.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, there's one thing that I can say. People get stuck in content because it's like, it takes ages to write, and you can write this much.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, like sometimes we see people writing content. I variate. I don't read long content. When I see a post that is this long, I'm like, no, I can't deal with it. So you can create content out of anything, of you going to the supermarket and having a chat with your neighbor, a conversation with your children. And content is not just about your business, but it's about you. Do you remember when I talked about you avatar and client's avatar?
Yeah.
So it's about these 2 parts together. And if you really get out of your mind, you can create content out of a plant. I'm looking at this plant. There is a yellow leaf and all the other leaves are green. I can give a metaphor and say, are you feeling like the yellow leaf on social media? And I take a picture of me next to the plant. Because you have no idea, you cannot find your space on social media. That's a post, just looking at the plant. I don't know. I hope it made sense.
No, it did. It did. No. I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah. I mean, you've embraced the challenges. You've embraced social media. You do all those. Tell us about the challenge that you run, and are you running any more challenges? I mean, I think most of us understand the concept of the challenge. You get people signed up for a challenge, a free challenge, and then you give them some appetizers, some little appetizers of your goodies, and then after 5 days or whatever, you hope they then sign on to something. I mean, we get it. So tell us about your challenge. How did it work, and will you be doing another one?
Yes, so my next one is going to be in September. I'm not going to, I haven't decided yet if I'm going to maybe charge like a small fee for the challenge, but it's a 5 days and you embody 5 different personality. So you don't create them, they're already in you. So I give you a prompt every single day. Some prompts are very difficult. People are like, oh my God, I never wrote about myself. And, they find it, but they write in a safe space. And there's a lot of breakthroughs during the challenge because people are really coming out and they speak their truth for the first time. And we really hold in the space in the challenge. It's really beautiful. To date, it's been taken by over 2,000 people now.
Wow.
So it's amazing. And then, of course, it leads to the Writing Academy for Entrepreneurs, which is a membership. It's a private community where I teach people, how to really connect to their words, how to sell with fun, with ease, without, I use a pinch of strategies, of course. There are some strategies that we use, but mainly is intuition, it's fun, it's creativity, and then we add a little pinch of strategies everywhere.
Now, have you got your book handy? Have you got a copy of your book handy?
Yes, I got. This is what I didn't bring in at Zoco at the meeting. I forgot, so I went like, hello. So this is my book. I wrote this book during lockdown, and it's Writing Inspiration for Entrepreneurs, 55 and 1 Content Ideas to Turn Your Words into Sales. You have the meditation at the beginning that I was telling you about, which is absolutely powerful. And then you have 55, you got my 5 personality, which is kind of my methodology. And then you have a 55 prompt, which gives you like space to write. So it's really amazing. I know a lot of people that bought the book, they write their social media content just based on this book. So it gives you lots of different type of prompt. And then you have mantras, like my content always stand out. So mantra that you can speak, you can do post note, and to write about the house, you got quotes, and it's really, really powerful. So this is my book.
Well, wonderful. And so, who is your? Do you have a typical client? Who's your typical client, or who's your ideal client?
Okay, my people variates, and again, because I teach to write content to any type of business, but mainly, of course, they're business owners and entrepreneurs. I do have mainly women, but we have, people in we had men's as well in the academy, and we had men's in the challenge, because I have this spiritual approach. Yeah, it kind of appeals a little bit more to women.
I get that, yeah.
Even though a lot of men are opening up, they're really opening up, and it's just beautiful to see this connection that they really feel. And it's not only like strategies. They really feel that there is something more behind the strategy. So it's somebody that is in business, and they are tired of hiding behind a website. They don't. They want to come out more. They don't know how to write. They don't know what to write. They know how to write. Sorry, I want to rephrase that, but they don't trust it. Yeah. So they want to show up more on social media. They want to find more clients. They want to make a bigger impact, Nick. Because let's face it, your website is not going to do it all alone.
No.
And even when you do networking, Nick, because we do one-to-one, but you cannot go on a one-to-one with people 20 times. So how do you do? Like with you, for example, you are very active as well. You create a lot of content. So how do I have Nick in my mind? Because I see your content. Because once I've done the one-to-one with you, I forget about you, right? But if you keep showing up, I'm like, oh, that's the guy I met at Zoco. Oh, what is he doing? So, and that's why you constantly feed in my mind with your presence. And that's why content works. And it's another way, unless you want to go to 5,000 sales conversation, which I personally don't have the time.
No.
So my content does the work for me.
Well, that is excellent. That is excellent. Let us bring Christine back in. Let's bring Christine back in the room. We'll wrap this up in a second or so. Christine, yes, I mean, Christine has produced some content. So any questions, Christine, if you're the only person here with us at the moment?
No, it's just very interesting, Deborah. Sorry, I just want to take this off my screen. I think what you're saying about how you come across and the content, putting yourself across, is very important. That it's not all about your business; it's about who you are, and putting that across. And I tried to do it today. Whether it's successful or not, I don't know. But I've done a post incorporating what I enjoy and what I enjoyed about what I did and my business. So hopefully it's come across in that way. But it's still very hard to get the balance. So you've got to obviously put your business out there sometime, but it's just how you do it. Sometimes I've been too full on. And then like in one of those polls, I just sort of basically said, if you say yes to that, I'm going to be phoning you, basically. So, no, I'm surprised nobody made any comment on it. But yeah, I think I agree with totally what you're saying. And I think it's very good.
And you talk about the balance, and that exactly is like every time you write a post, even if it's about your business, especially, a lot of posts is about preaching. You need to do this and you need to do that. So what I always say, you don't preach from here, you preach from here. What I mean by that is every time you need to go to the level of, you know, your audience. And of course, you know, obviously you need to be one step ahead. But when you talk about, for example, people say, yeah, you need to do this and you need to do that. When I preach, I always put myself in. This has happened to me 3 years ago. And this is what, you know, how I dealt with it. And then the people are going to connect even more. But I see so many posts that is all about, you know, you got to do this and you got to do that. But just share, how was it for you? What did you do? How did you feel? How, like, you know, I always say when I created, you know, I'm not English, Nick, and I make spelling mistakes. When I created the Writing Academy, I was very scared. I was like, who's going to pay an Italian to teach them how to write? But, you know, so I share, when people come and tell me, Debora, I just can't. And so I'm like, hey, I go down to the level of my client. And I'm like, I know it. This is what happened. This is how I felt. This is how, and then this is how I overcame. And it goes like, oh, really? And then there is that connection, that bond that is created at this level. It's not when it's here. So it's good that you go down to your clients, you create the bond, and then you go, oops, you go up again. Does that make sense?
Kind of, yeah. But I mean, how could you not love Debora? I mean, literally, how can you not love Debora? Debora, I knew the half an hour would fly by. I absolutely knew it. Okay. So thank you so much for joining us. I'm honestly, thank you for joining, Christine.
Thank you. And can I just add something?
Yeah.
It's just a little things, because I am offering something next Monday. It's not about, I mean, it is about, right, it's about self-expression and authenticity. So it's a journey, it's a 3-day journey that is called Own It. And I really want to mention it because it's for every entrepreneur that they feel they don't own their voice, they don't own their message, and they want to connect deeper to their truth.
Is there a group or a link or something you can share with me?
Yes, I will share it with you. We have already, like, it's a 3-day, you can do it as well, Nick. It's transformational, because you're really gonna face some of the things that are holding you back in your business. And when you do this, nobody's gonna stop you.
Well, that's a wonderful way to end. So please give me the detail and I'll drop it below. I'll upload this quite quickly, put it in the group, okay? So thank you, Debora. It's been wonderful, okay?
And thank you, Christine.
Let me